What is going on, my friends? Welcome back. Captain Deadwig here. We're going to walk you through a bit of a beginner's guide to hauling and pointing out some things to avoid, some things you need to look at, and ways to just maybe make your operations more efficient. We're going to be doing this out of my Connie Taurus, but the SKU sizes we'll be dealing with, or the SCU if you prefer, is going to be quite low. So this doesn't mean you need a ship this big to handle these, but it is a really great ship. I recommend getting one as soon as you can. You can rent these, by the way. Before you get started, though, head down to the cargo center at Everest Harbor, grab yourself some cruise smoothies, get yourself some tractor rifles, and make sure you set that med print. That way, if you die, you end up here and not back down on Loreville, or wherever you decided to spawn in. But now that you got your sustenance, your tractor rifle, and your med spawn all set up, let's go ahead and grab some contracts, get some cargo rolling. I was going to try to show off the playability of the outposts, or the HDMSs. That didn't go so well. I'll go ahead and slip that footage in here so you can check it out. Alright, we are coming up on HDMS Hadley now, and this is one of the ways you can tell, this is your classic external location. Alright, hopefully... Oh no! This is what we don't want. This is what we don't want. Yep. There's the bug. So this is the problem currently happening with these external freight elevators, which is exactly what I wanted to show off here, which might explain why that guy is just tipped over. He gave up. Let's see if this one works. Typically, if one's busted, they both are. So let's see. Drop that down. That'll close and instantly open. Yeah, that's not good. Now, if any of you guys have any workarounds in the comments, let me know. Let us know down in the comments section. Looks like the external elevators on these outposts are still bugged for hauling missions. So I'm going to show you the hauling missions that you need to do to avoid this. I'm going to go ahead and hit my timer to see how long this ordeal takes, but we're going to be real casual. We're going to go through kind of like the MRT to HRT video. I'm just going to spout through things that I do to run operations more smoothly on my end. We're not trying to min-max here or anything, but I'm going to show you the contracts that I go for. And this will also include the rookie or junior versions. So this translates to the early missions as well when you're looking at these. We want to go with Planetary Small, which like right here, Rookie Planetary Small, 4 SKU to Casio and 3 SKU to Sakura Sun. Now, there are going to be several spots we're going to be focusing on going to. These are distribution centers. These aren't external outposts with the external cargo elevator like you saw that's bugged. These have never failed me. And I'm pretty sure these are around Microtech and ArtCorp as well. Everest Harbor and Hurston is where I like to run. And you're going to be looking at HDPC Casio, Farnsway, Sakura Sun Magnolia Work Center, and TISA Spaceport, as well as the Kovalek Center for STIMs. Now, you can stack up to 8 of these member Planetary Small missions, and they're all worth about 90 to just under 100K. I think we're going to do about 5 for, time's sake with this one. We're going to look for the ones that are sitting right around 99K. Now I'm going to zip through this process real quick and meet you on the other side with some editing magic, and then we'll look at the contracts we've selected and go forward from there. And alright, here we are, guys, with the 5 contracts, all for 99K. Now these are member rank Planetary Smalls, and these are going to be the most lucrative that you're going to work for that are outside of like the whole sea territory, but you can also find the equivalents of these for a bit less AOEC and Rookie and Junior to stack in the same way to speed up how you're running through your ranks in hauling. Now I'm just going to show you with these as an example, but again, look at Rookie, look at Junior, Planetary Small, and do the same thing. Over here on the right, you're looking at the same drop-off points. Now all these are pickups from Everest Harbor, the station you're starting at, which is perfect. And they're either going to go to Casio, Sakura, Farnsway, or TISA Spaceport. All of these will be going to these same locations. Now what I like to do is hit these in alphabetical order, and that'll make sense with how we load the cargo into the Taurus or any boat of your choosing. So I've also just taken a second to add these up, and we're looking at 120 SCU of cargo here. So that leaves you plenty of room in the Zeus, the Taurus. Some other boats might take a couple of trips, or you'll just have to reduce the amount of contracts you're doing at once. You can tailor it to your use case. Now, a couple of tricks with the warehouse. You can specifically search for things you want here, but in this case, you don't got to worry about that. Go to the mission tab at the end here, click on that, select all, and then move it all over to the elevator. Make sure that it's got everything here, there's nothing showing, and send it all up. Now, one of the beautiful things with these contracts that you'll notice is that we don't have any repeating commodities. So there is no confusion as to aluminum going to 2 different places or what have you. The only thing that we have to focus on is the order we put them into the Taurus or the Zeus or whatever ship you're using. That way you're not shuffling around a bunch of boxes when you're trying to offload. Now you can line your ship right up to that cargo elevator to make this fast for whatever ship you're using. Since we've got the Connie Taurus, we're not going to worry about that because we have a beast tractor beam. So one thing that I do, I take a real quick photo of each of these contracts so I can quickly swipe on my phone's photos to see what I'm looking at. And this personally saves me the trouble of having to go back into my Moby Glass to check everything every time I'm wondering what item is being dropped off or picked up or where we're going next. Now, when it comes to actually loading things on, I'm going alphabetical, remember. So that means that the furthest away from me is going to be the last stop, or TISA spaceport. And we're going to try to just bunch all these together. We know we got 9, 10 to TISA. I'm going to speed through this process so it doesn't take forever. But just to give you an idea, TISA to the far back, then Sakura, then Farnsway, then Casio, because I'm going to be pulling it off from front to back alphabetically. Once you get used to your routine, that part becomes a lot faster. It's just the way I like to roll, to make it a speedy offload without much thought. If it's something I'm not ready to load, I'll just drop it off to the side and move on. And alright guys, quick check around. We don't have anything else on the floor. We got it all loaded up in reverse alphabetical order. So we're going to go ahead and get out there and make our way towards Casio. One of the drawbacks of doing these missions is you can occasionally be put in these hangar queues because these main stations can be quite busy. It doesn't happen to me often, but it happens. Alright, now I don't care what mission I'm tracking because I know the stations I'm going to or the depots I'm going to in what order. So I'm just going to type in Casio, nav, and make it happen. And what I like to do for each one, when I drop out a quantum on the planet, I actually level out so I'm not actually dropping in altitude and I just full boost. That way we get over there much faster. By the time your boost is running out, you'll be pretty close to maybe like the, under 15K mark. Let's see. 500 meters a second. Go ahead and pull up. There it is. Yep, there we go. Right around 15K. So this is how they differ from the outposts, the HDMSs. Because here you actually have a proper hangar. And these are large hangars too, which are nice. Plenty of space. And you don't have to worry about those janky outpost cargo elevators that never want to work. I have never had problems with these elevators. Alright, let's go ahead and drop that cargo bay. Hop into our tractor beam and get rolling. And I've got right here on my phone what I need to drop off. So 9 SU of aluminum. Now you want to be diligent with your tractor beam. You'll notice the beam is a little bit off to the right of the crosshair. You grab the wrong box, you'll dislodge everything above it. Keep that in mind. 2 quartz, 10 tungsten, 9 aluminum. Alright, and that's it. Now we just pop out, send it down, and move on. Quick check, all green, good to go. Next on the list is Farnsway. You always know Farnsway because it's coastal and kind of a beautiful sight. Now, the beauty of these hangars, no matter which side you're coming in on, there's going to be a cargo elevator off your port side. It is helpful too to kill your engines. Sometimes when you're messing with these cargo boxes, it can bump into your Taurus or maybe even another boat and actually send you off the ground, and that complicates everything. So part of your procedure, if you can remember, just kill your engines before you start tractoring. It saves you a lot of trouble. Also, anytime it's 7 SCU, it's always going to be a quad, a double, and a single. You have to be specific with your drops here when it comes to this cargo. So if you were to do a quad and 3 singles, it's probably not going to register properly and it's going to ruin your mission. Every time it's 7, it's a quad, a double, and single. Keep that in mind. Alright, on to Sakura. 4 titanium to Sakura. 7 tungsten to Sakura. Remember, quad, double, single. 8 quartz to Sakura. And 9 tin to Sakura. Ah, we're missing aluminum. See? Gotta pay attention. But it should be right up front here. Titanium, aluminum, titanium. Price is averted. Check for all greens. Looks good. And the beautiful thing is the final drop being TISA, you can just offload everything else really fast. You don't have to worry. Now you'll notice there a little trick. If you're coming in a little too hot, just pull back. Nose up, get your belly down, and you'll slow down faster. Call that Starship style. Alright, and here at our last stop, we are about an hour in, and that is with me stopping to talk about this stuff and give pointers and tips and tricks and all. So with some quick math, 5 missions at about 100k a pop in about an hour's time is about 500k an hour. Without me mouthing off about all the little tips and stuff that I do, and actually hitting this a bit more diligently, you're going to increase that earnings per hour quite a bit. Now granted, these earnings are on the member rank missions, but it's really easy to get up to these using this same method, stacking rookie and junior. This is how I got through the rank so fast. I found these distribution centers and I went crazy. I stacked as many missions as I could. Typically, you can get about 8 or so, and of course, it depends on the ship you're using, guys. You can use this sort of hauling to quickly get up to a ship like the Taurus. You can also rent the Taurus and do this with no need to having any like increased component sizes or anything, because with us only staying around Hurston, you know, the quantum drive didn't really matter. We're not in combat, so you know the shields and weapons and all that doesn't matter. The tractor beam comes stock. So if you really want to get into this loop and have some serious fun with a really capable ship, I highly recommend renting a Connie Taurus and saving up until you can buy your own, or doing this in like a Corsair, or I mean, hell, even an Andromeda, Raft. I mean, whatever your hauling ship is, or whatever your preferred hauling ship is, I should say, it's all going to do really well. I hope that some of these pointers were helpful for you guys, and finally got a chance to, you know, show off the Radiant in all her glory as we finish yanking these off of the Taurus now. But yeah, this is something I've really enjoyed doing, and this is, you know, the other side of the equation with regard to something like the Hull C. It's a really easy way to make some good money, and hopefully this also just helps you not waste time. Seriously, guys, don't go to the HDMSs. Don't risk it, you know, because then you're stuck with contracted materials and you can't complete your mission. And if you submit, partially submit, I think under 50%, it hits your rep, and it can be pretty damaging depending on how much you're losing out. Currently, abandoning does not hurt your rep. Again, abandoning right now does not hurt your rep. Submitting partially to, you know, drastically under the mission requirement does hurt your rep. So let's see, final turn in, all green. There we go. So those will go down, and we're looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this cargo bay back up. But yeah, I think that's about it. You know, it's good to keep your head on a swivel for pirates and stuff, but if you're doing this around a planet like Microtech, Hurston, ArcCorp, it's a lot less likely that you're going to deal with pirates. Plus, you're dealing with contracted cargo versus your own commodities of value. So your overall safety is a lot higher. And again, with those distribution centers, you are inside a hangar, out of harm's way, with a reliable system that'll work every time. Let's take a quick peek here at what we got rep-wise. We're on the PTU right now as I'm showing you this, so of course you guys can see what's going on. That was a good chunk of rep. You know, that was about 5 missions done. That took us up probably about a good quarter from where we were at. I don't remember if I actually showed where the rep was before this, but yeah, you will fly through your ranks doing this sort of strategy from rookie to junior to member. You look for the distribution centers, the HDPCs. Here on Hurston, again, that's going to be Casillo, Farnsway, Sakura, Magnolia, and Tisa. And if you're doing stims as one of your missions, it'll be the Kovalex Center, the proper Kovalex Center. That's also an internal hangar. So I'm going to call it there, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know if you have any other tips and tricks in the comments below for everyone else to see, and if there's another mission style you'd like to see from me or questions you have. And with that, I will catch you in the next video. Take care.